Hello and welcome to Roochis town. You're now looking at the garden in the backyard that has been growing really well. Those are the pumpkin plants. Here are the potato plants. You're going to look at the beans, peas, lettuce, garlic, onion, and many more. Today's video is an interesting one and a useful one for many of you. If you're buying a lot of vegetables and if you want to save it or store it for a longer time, then here are some of the tips and tricks that I follow, especially many of those that I buy from the Indian shop and I have to save it for a longer time. This is what exactly I do. Uh, Now, let's get into the video and see how I'm going to preserve some of these. Coconut, I cut the fresh coconut, I deshell it, and I start slicing it with this slicer. The slicer that you use to slice your plantain for the budgies and all, it's the same one. I slice it and put it into a box and I store it for 3 to 4 months time. It will stay fresh. When I have to use it for the chutneys or any masalas, I put hot water instead of cold water and grind it, and it will be just like a fresh one. Next is mint. I chop the mint after washing it thoroughly, and I put it into this ice cubes and pour water in it and freeze it. And then I will transfer it into a box like this and then keep it in the fridge for a longer time. Especially for the mint, if you do not put water, it will become black color. The same thing I do with the coriander also. Especially coriander, if it is in cubes, it is easy to take it and put one cube into the sambar or any curry that you make. These are the fenugreek leaves or the methi leaves. So you need not put any water into this. You can just wash it and chop it and put it into the box and take whatever you want whenever you need it. It will not turn black and it is easy to access. Some of them store the coriander also like this, but for me, cubing the coriander is easier. And these are the green beans. I have chopped it into small pieces that I would put for all these fried rice kind of a thing and store it like this. You could do the same thing with carrots and many vegetables that you actually find in the freezer section of Indian stores. The same thing you could do like that. Curry leaves. I have washed the curry leaves completely and dried it in the sun for about 2 to 3 days so that all the moisture goes away and it becomes really crisp. If you are not drying in the sun, you can just keep it in the light also for 2 to 3 days or weeks time so that all the moisture is gone, and put it into a box or a bottle like this, and you can keep it in your countertop or in your pantry itself for many months and it will stay good. These are green chilies. I put it in the fridge, but I line it with paper or a tissue like this so that it stays good for a longer time. If you have a lot of them, put 2 or 3 tissue papers in between each layer of chilies and it will stay good for about 2 months time. Once in a while, take it out and start cleaning, removing anything that is rotten. That way it will stay good for a very long time. And for green chilies especially, you have to remove the stalk and then put only the green chilies for storing for a longer time. So this is how I store most of the vegetables and coconuts and greens. It really helps me because we do not go to the Indian shop like every week or 2 weeks. It's once in 2 months to 3 months, and I need to store this green chilies, especially green chilies and mint and all that I don't get in the American supermarkets for a longer time. And this is one of the method that I actually use, and this might be helpful for many of you. And when you buy a lot of vegetables and you want to save it also, this really helps you. Please make use of this method and do not waste any of your veggies. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Ruchi's Town.